Hey guys, final exercise here, 7E. Putting everything we know together, otherwise it's nothing really new, it's just that understanding of how annuities work. So last lesson we looked at a bit of what a reducing balance loan means, okay? So it's going to be handy for you, you're just going to have a deeper understanding. And today I thought I would, instead of using my home loan, look at a car loan instead. So my dream car is a Range Rover. I had a quick look on car sales just then and see what was around. I found this one here, and black car, black wheels, black tint, and I just need to think of a good black number plate that's personalized. So if you have any ideas, comment below. Otherwise, the sale price of this second-hand one, because I can't afford a brand new one, is $65,000. And let's say I have a deposit of $30,000, and that makes the car loan being $35,000 to make up the remaining. Okay, so I pay off $30,000, and I have to take a loan out for the extra $35,000. Most car loans are somewhere between 4 and 8%. The average one at the moment, Google told me, it was 5.22% per annum. This is compounded monthly. I'm making monthly repayments of $1,055 over 3 years. So, let's have a look now. What I've done already is just turned everything into months because it's compounded monthly. So I've gone ahead and done that. 36 months, and then my interest rate, that became 0.435%, or without the percentage, 0.0435. Okay. So what we're going to do is fill into this table. The idea with this lesson is you need to know how to do two things. One, students need to be able to analyze the table and create a table. So I thought if we start by creating, obviously if you know how to create it, you're going to know how to analyze one. So let's have a look. So we've got payment number, so what month I'm up to. The payment received is always $1,055. No matter the fact that this loan is obviously going to keep reducing, I'm still paying off that same amount every single month until it's done. So initially, at the very, very start, they don't just make you pay up front. You're not paying in advance, you're paying for that month as you're going. So that makes all of these zeros. So my balance is 35 that I have owing initially. So then after the first month, I've received a payment, or the car loan place has received my payment of $1,055. Now, before I go ahead and do this, I just want to point out one thing. And I guess sometimes I assume people know this, but I guess maybe you already do, or maybe it's going to clear things up for you. You might ask why sometimes I charge my loan's interest at 1 point, the percent, or the decimal I should say, and then other times I don't. Other times I just do 0 point. And if you're not sure what the difference is, they both obviously charging you interest, but doing 1 point, it's going to tell you what you have owing, including that original amount, okay, including that principal. So your answer here, well, let me do this bottom one first. If I just do 0.00435, that's going to find what is 0.435% of 35,000. And if you put that in your calculator, you get 152.25. So what it would happen if I put this top one in my calculator with 1 point, it would actually give me the answer 35,152.25. Okay, so hopefully that makes it clear what 1 point the decimal does versus what 0 point. So sometimes you might need to, find what's owing in total after the first month without that payment received, and would be this. But other times it might just say, well, what's the interest that you're going to pay in the first month, and it would be this. Okay, so that's just something I want to clear up. So if I just want to find the interest charge, I know now that that's 152.25. Now, the principal amount is what you have owing on the loan. Okay, so that's the principal amount. So it's saying, well, what is the principal reduction? Now, this is an interesting one. I have a loan for $35,000. I'm then charged $152.25 in interest. But then I make a repayment of $1,055. So the difference between these two here is really what my reduction is from my loan. Because I have the $35,000, they charge me another $152.25, but then I pay off $1,055. So the difference between these two values is really what I'm paying off my loan, which is what the principal reduction is. Okay, so if you want to add that in, of my loan. Okay, and if I find that out, I'm just going to subtract them both, minus. So basically what that means is I paid off $902.75 off my loan. Even though I gave them $1,055, I had to pay some of that in interest. So now my balance is just going to be the $35,000 minus what I paid off. So I get an answer of, I get an answer of 34,097.25. So after the first month, I owe $34,097.25. I'll do one more row and then I want you to have a go at doing the next. Now we know the interest charge isn't going to be the same amount each time because it's a reducing balance interest loan. So my interest is going to be less. So I might do in green the working out just so that if you are wanting to put the working out in here for the future, you can. So it's going to be my 34097 that I have left owing times by that interest rate. What was it, 145? Oh, 435. Okay, so that's going to give me my answer here of how much the interest is. And I get 148.32 to 2 decimal places. So, what was the amount that I actually paid off the loan? Again, it's the difference between what I actually paid and what the interest was. So, let's see, $906. And I'll do the 2DP. I'll just stick with 2DP from now on. Now, let's have a look at this. The interest that they have charged me has become smaller, which we knew that because I have less owing on it, so there's going to be less interest charge. And the amount that I actually get to pay off the loan, because my interest is reducing each time, the amount I'm paying off the loan is increasing. So now, what do I have left owing? Well, I take my amount from last month and I subtract off what I've just paid in total here. And I get an answer of 33,190.57. So after my second month, I owe $33,190.57. So pause the video and keep going for me. Okay, so I filled that out and I filled in green my working out just in case you weren't sure where I got a certain, what was that, 140. Just in case you weren't sure where I got a certain number from. Hopefully that was all good. I did that very quickly. But that's the idea, filling it in. So knowing what those columns mean and what you have to pay off or work out and where, all right? So again, it's not really anything new, okay? It's still using all of these ideas we've already looked at before. So what's going to happen if you have a look at your exercises now? They're going to ask you things like, how much interest did Miss Murray pay in the 3rd month? Or what difference in interest did she pay between the 3rd and the 4th month? Or how much did Miss Murray have owing after the 4th month? Okay, so these are the types of questions where it's just going to get you to analyse the table. See how you go now with the exercises. If there are any exercise questions that they ask, like a difficult analysation, just email me. And I think that's all. Oh, no, that's not all. I knew there was something else. I want you to copy and paste this table into your own document and go on car sales and find a car that you want. Think about the kind of deposit. Doesn't mean what you have now saved, but just the kind of deposit you'd like to pay on that car. Use the interest rate and the compounded monthly period that I have given you. What you want to do then, I'll put this link down here, but what you want to do is go to this link, and it's a car loan calculator. So it'll tell you what your monthly repayments have to be. So I just quickly put in my amounts. So the loan amount is what you need the loan for. What the car was actually worth. Okay, so you can see that I had to borrow $35,000. The car was worth $65,000, so it knows that I had a deposit of $30,000. I made my loan term 3 years, but if you want to do yours over 5 years, you definitely can. If you think about, for you right now or in the next couple of years, would it be better? And again, if you make it over 5 years, your monthly repayments are a lot lower. Okay, so it just depends. Put the interest rate as 5.22, make it monthly. But yeah, use this. Now mine, I just did 10.55, so you can round it to the nearest dollar if you want to, or to the nearest 5 or 10, that's fine. But once you have your monthly repayment, then I want you to do this on your own car, okay? In fact, what I might do just down here is give you a little template just to copy and paste and fill in your information. And that's a little homework challenge I'd like you to do. And I can have a look and see how you're going with it all. So filling in the first 4 repayments or the first 4 months with a car that you'd like to have. And feel free to go on car sales and show me what your car would be. All right, email me if you have any questions.